Earlier, it was discussed that the Pandas library has many features designed specifically for time series data analysis. Now I will give an overview of some of the functions to be covered in upcoming videos to analyze IoT data from buildings. There are three different categories of time series data analysis in Pandas that we'll discuss right now. The first type contains the resample and truncate functions. These techniques can change the frequency or chop data into pieces according to a time range. The second set of techniques finds outliers in the data and addresses the issues related to missing data. The last category focuses on combining multiple data sets. Pandas has functions to merge and concatenate time series data. Let's first talk about the concept of changing the frequency of time series data. This process is called resampling. In this example visualization, 2 months of data are shown at an hourly frequency, with each day having 24 points. The next chart shows the same data resampled to a daily frequency of 1 point per day. Resampling is good for smoothing data sets out and removing detail that's not needed. Next, let's look at the truncate function. Using this method, we can slice data into smaller pieces based on a time range. Once again, we have the same 2 months of data from the last example. Using truncate, we can cut off half of the data set to zoom in on a single month. In time series data, there are often outliers caused by sensor or system errors. The first chart is an example of a temperature sensor that seems to be recording some pretty weird values. Minus 10,000 degrees Celsius is probably not occurring in the climate that this outdoor sensor is set up in. The next chart shows the same data set with a filter applied to remove those extreme values. To go along with removing outliers, we also need to deal with the missing data that occurs due to filtering. Missing data also happens when there are sensor or data collection errors. Pandas has specific techniques that allow us to fill these gaps in various ways. In this graphic, you can see that we have a couple days of data where there's a few missing segments. Pandas has functions which allow us to interpolate or fill those gaps if needed for visualization or analysis purposes. Finally, let's discuss converging different time series data sets. The first method uses the concatenate function. This technique allows us to take two similar data sets and glue them together. This can be done either row or column-wise. Sometimes the data is too messy to easily just concatenate together. For these situations, there's a function called merge that combines data using several attributes. This function lets us use database-style statements to tell the function how to include rows or columns that don't exist in both data sets. The upcoming videos will cover these concepts, plus a few more, with the application to smart meter IoT data from commercial buildings.